Welcome back. This session is about Internet Group Management Protocol or IGMP in short. This is also a companion protocol for this IP, and as you know, there are different types of communications in IP layer, right? That is unicast or multicast and broadcast are there. So far we have dealt with this unicast communication, right? Unicasting is actually one-to-one communication, one sender and one receiver, right? But sometimes the network may have to do a multicasting, that is some process sometimes need to send the same message to a large number of receivers simultaneously, so which is a one-to-many communication. So multicasting has many applications, like multiple stockbrokers can simultaneously be informed of changes in the stock price, or travel agents can be informed of plane cancellation, or some other applications like distance learning, video on demand. Lot of applications are there. So to support this IP for this multicasting activities, we have this IGMP protocol. It's actually not a multicast routing protocol. It's just for group management and all in the multicast. Okay, routing will be done using some other protocol. And it's a protocol that manages group membership. So to support this multicasting, every network will have one or more routers which are configured as multicast routers, and those multicast routers distribute multicast packets to host or other routers. Okay, and the IGMP protocol gives the multicast routers the information about the membership status of host or routers connected to this network. So who and all belongs to which group, such information will be managed by this IGMP protocol. So the main functionality of this IGMP is group management. That means it helps in building multicasting groups and maintain membership list. Okay, and the members of a group can be either host or routers. And multicast routers are actually needed to route multicast traffic, right? This actually routing is done by using some special protocols like distance vector multicast routing protocols and all. So routing is not the job of this IGMP. IGMP is just for group management. Okay. Now multicast routers maintain a list of groups for each interface or each network they are connected. So corresponding to each interface, which are the different groups to be managed through that interface, that will be maintained by this multicast routers. And this IGMP performs its functions through a set of messages, and we can classify these messages into three different categories: query message, membership report and leave report. And the query can be either general query or special query. And this is the format for IGMP message. First field indicates the type of this message, and second the maximum response time for this message, and then checksum. Then the group address in membership report and leave report, and it will be 0 in case of queries, general queries. Okay, so type indicates what type of message it carries. Actually it can be general or a special query. In that case hexadecimal 11 will be there, and in case of membership report it will be 16 in hexadecimal, and for leave report it will be hexadecimal 17. So these are the different values. And maximum response time is actually an 8-bit field, defines the amount of time in which the query must be answered. So this is valid for this query. Actually the value is in tenths of a second. Okay, the unit is tenths of a second. That means if the value is 100, the actual meaning is that the corresponding query should be responded in 10 seconds. Okay, the value is non-zero in the query message. It is set to 0 in other two message types. And the checksum, this is a 16-bit field carrying the checksum value for the entire message, and it is calculated over every 8-byte message. Then group address. The value of this field is 0 for a general query message because it is sending to all the groups. In that case the corresponding field is 0. For other types of messages, the value defines the group ID, multicast address of the group, in the case of special query, membership report and leave reports. Then group membership. So definitely a host or a multicast router can have membership in a group. Okay, if it is a host, one of its processes receives multicast packets from some group, and if it is a router, a network connected to one of its interface receive these multicast packets. Now coming to the IGMP operation. A multicast router connected to a network has a list of multicast addresses of the groups with at least one royal members in that network. Just for example, in this case, we can see three different routers are there in this network, right? And in which one is configured as the multicast router. Multiple multicast routers are also can be there, and this multicast router maintains a list of groups. Group IDs is there, and these are the groups with at least one loyal member. Okay, and if multiple multicast routers exist in one network, then their group lists are mutually exclusive. That means the same group ID should not be there in the list of two different multicast routers. In other words, let us take this example, the first entry, that is the ID for a multicast group, right? 225.70.8.20. This will be managed only by this router R, never this R2 or R1. Okay. Now, how to join a group? Either a host or a router can join a group, right? In the case of host means actually the process is a member of group, not the entire host, right? So multiple processes may be in members of multiple groups, right? A host maintains a list of processes that have membership in a group. For each group, which are the members, which are the processes which are members of this group. Such a list will be maintained by this host, and whenever a process wants to join a new group, the host adds the name of the process and the name of the requested group to its list. And if it is the first entry for this particular group, already no other process were a member of that particular group, this is a new entry for that group, right? The host sends a membership report message because this host is not at all a member of that particular group. Actually, the process is the communication entity in a group, but for that, the members are actually the corresponding host only. That means if any one of the process is member of a particular group, the corresponding host will be a member. Okay, so that is why we are checking here if this is the first entry for this particular group, that means the host is already not a member of that group. In that case, the host sends a membership message to the corresponding multi-protocol router. If this is not the first entry, there is no need to send the membership report since the host is already a member of the group, right? It already receives multicast packet for this group. Now, the protocol requires that the membership report be sent twice, one after the other within a few moments, because we are using a connectionless unreliable service. To ensure that the corresponding membership report is correctly received by the multicast router, it is sent twice. So if the first one is lost or damaged, the second one will replace it. And this is how this joining is done actually. So this is a host or router which want to join into a group. So it will send a request message, that is a membership report message, to the corresponding multi-protocol router, and the type of the message is 16, which indicates the membership report, and the time is not significant here, and the group address, to which group this host or router want to be a member. That group ID or group address will be specified here. And each host may join a group by sending this membership report. Now, how to leave a group? So if a host see that no process in that host is interested in a particular group, that host can leave that group, right? Then it sends a leave report. So like that, when a router sees that none of the networks connected to its interfaces is interested in a specific group, it sends a leave report about that group. Now, when a multicast router receives such a leave report, it cannot directly purge that group. Okay, it have to check whether someone is still interested in such a group. Okay, for that it will put a query message. It sends a special query message and insert the group ID or multicast address related to the group. And the router allows a specified time for any host or router to respond. So this multi-protocol router will wait for a time, okay, to respond, to get response from any other router or host. And if during this time no interest or no membership report is received, the router assumes that there are no loyal members in the network, then it can purge the group from its list. Now you can see here this host or router who want to leave a particular group. It is sending a leave report to the corresponding multicast router. The type of this message is 17, stand for this leave report. Time is not important here. The group address, the address of the group from which this router or host want to leave. Upon receiving this message by this router, what the router will do, it will send a special query message. Okay, and the type of this message is special query 11, and the value of this time field is significant here. It is waiting for 10 seconds. That is why the value is given as 100 here. Okay, so multicast router will wait for 10 seconds before purging that particular group. Okay, that is why the time value given us 100 here. Now what are the possible events? Either some host or router will respond with a membership report, right? Yeah, I want to join back. Such a message can be received by this router. In that case, that group will not be purged back, right? Otherwise, if there is no response from this router or host within that time period, router will just exhaust the corresponding group. This is how leaving a group is happened. Now monitoring a membership. So a host or router can join a group by sending a membership report message. It can leave by sending a leave report message. But sending these two types of reports is not enough. Just for example, suppose a situation, there is only one host interested in a group, one member in a group, but the host is shut down or removed from the system. Okay, in that case, there won't be any leave report from this host, right? Actually, such a group is no more needed. So the continuous monitoring should be required by this multicast router. Multicast router is responsible for monitoring all the host routers in a LAN to see if they want to continue their membership in a group. And that is called monitoring membership. What each multicast router will do is it will periodically send a general query message. Maybe every 125 seconds it will send a special message. And the group address field in this message will be 0 to indicate that any group. It means that any group. Okay. This means that the query for the membership continuation is for all groups in which a host is involved. So upon receiving a particular general query message by a host, it should respond with the membership report. I want to continue this group. It should specify what are the different groups in which it is interested. Okay, so when a host or router receives the general query message, it responds with a membership report if it is interested in a group. So this is the format of general query message. The multicast router will send the corresponding general query message, and the value here, type of the message will be 11 to indicate that that is general query message, and the response time given is 10 seconds, and the group ID field here is 0, means any group, if this particular host or router is interested, it should respond back. So within this 10 seconds, one of the two events will occur, right? Either this host want to continue some membership. In that case, it will send back a membership report, okay, and indicate the group address to which this router or host is actually interested. Otherwise, if there is no response within this 10 seconds, those groups will be dispersed. Now you can guess what can be the main drawback of this system, right? Because when a general query message is received, all the hosts who are a member of a particular group will respond back with a membership report. But that is actually not needed, right? A group will be maintained as long as at least one member is there. That means that particular group will be removed only if no members are there. So actually one membership report is enough to keep that group alive, right? So how to do that? How to reduce the traffic because of these lots and lots of membership reports? For that we are using this technique called delayed response, okay, to prevent unnecessary traffic. When a host or router receives a query message, it does not respond immediately. Instead, it delays the response. Each host or router uses a random number to create a timer which expires between 1 and 10 seconds. A timer is set for each group in the list. Okay, so a particular host or router may be member of different groups, right? For each group, it will set a separate timer. For example, the timer for the first group may expire in 2 seconds, but the timer for the third group may expire in 5 seconds. Like that, randomly it will set timer for each and every group. Each host or router waits until its timer has expired before sending a membership report message. And during this waiting time, if the timer of another host or router for the same group expires earlier, that host or router sends a membership report. So you may wonder how this particular host will understand that some others are already sent, right? Here is the point, that is the report is actually broadcast. That means if a particular host sends a membership report regarding a particular group, all other hosts of this network also will receive this, okay? And upon seeing this, it knows that there is no need to send a duplicate report for the same group. You can see an example here. 3 different hosts are there and a multicast router is there. Each host maintain a list which contains the group IDs in which this host is a member, and for each group it sets a timer. Okay, thus for this group the timer expires after 30 seconds. For this it expires after 12 seconds, like that. You can see here that this group 228 is actually A and B are members of this 228.42.0.0, right? Yeah, 2 members are there. Like multiple members will be there in each group, and different timers are set actually. Now at time 12 what happens? This is the lowest timer value, right? 12. At time 12 this timer will expire. That means host A will send a membership report regarding this group. Okay, all others will receive this copy of this membership report. Upon receiving this, what B will understand? Yeah, the same group already membership report is given, so I can cancel this timer. I need not send a duplicate membership report for this particular group. Like that, for each timer, corresponding host will send the membership report. All others will cancel the corresponding timer for the same group. At time 30 what happens? Yeah, this timer will expire. That means host A will send a membership report for this group. Upon seeing this, actually this C is also a member, right? C will cancel the corresponding timer here. Like that, the traffic created by different membership reports can be reduced to a large extent. So this is all about IGMP protocol. Thank you.